What's up, everybody? Yes. All right. So, thank you for tuning in today. It's great to see you guys. Okay, so we've got some issues with people being held as certain kind of pawns being used in a game of political agenda. I got to be careful in my wording because YouTube loves to put the brakes on me. What I'm getting to is, and this also pertains to some of the botched FBI stuff, more FBI stuff. I'm almost tired of reporting the FBI being so bad. Maybe they're just being so bad that we'll get tired of reporting about it. Because I'm like, okay, fix this, please. And then the strange circumstances of this whole thing are the FBI agent who cleared out the laptop that had information that would have gotten this man exonerated is now being held accountable for it. But the man that's arrested and in prison right now because of the fact of the botched investigation that was designed to incriminate this man is still being locked up, which is weird. Let's get me out of the scene here real quick. Let's get over here, little bitty me now. All right, let's go over to what we're talking about here. This man is not the FBI guy. John Woods is a former state senator who was one of the beginning Trump supporters in what happened when we knew what happened. And I can't say what happened because YouTube just be all like, no, if you want to hear about that, William Archibald is one word on Rumble, and you'll get to hear all about that, as much as I can find out. But this guy here, this is John Woods, who was the first elected official in the state to endorse President Trump in 2016. Obviously, that put a little bit of a, let's just say, bias on this man from other people that were politicians who were afraid of what Trump could do and has done, which is pretty much nothing bad. He's just kind of got America a little bit back on track to what it used to be. And it was a great country, and people loved it and would die to get here. Still is the case, but it's not as glorious as we thought it was going to be at the end. But we're working hard, guys, so bear with us. We're trying to fix this stuff. We want freedom for everybody, by the way, too. Robert Cesario was charged with corrupt destruction of record and official proceeding in connection to the corruption trial of former state senator John Woods in Springdale. He cleared a laptop off that had information that would have easily exonerated this man. And there was a reason for that, because the FBI and all those people, they wanted and DOJ, they want a narrative out of this stuff, dude. It's pretty obvious. And so you got Pence out there screaming and hollering and saying, oh, defund the FBI is like saying defund the cops. I think not. Big difference. Big difference. Big difference. Because, we'll look back on the older days, which I said before. The FBI was well known for going after people like Martin Luther King. They tried to suppress him. They went after the Black Panthers and radicalized members of the Black Panthers to give them a terrible name because the Black Panthers weren't doing anything more than what... now, I'm not condoning any of this kind of rhetoric because of the fact I'm just stating what history was. The KKK was not a violent organization in its entirety. There was some stuff that was bad. Same thing with the Black Panthers. There were a lot of these people were overtaken and radicalized. The KKK was there to kind of like keep rights from being infringed on because they seen the reverse racism in play, which they don't. Now hold on, this is really a touchy subject, and so I'm trying not to step on toes at the same time because I'm only just restating some of the history points of it, not my thinking. I think that anything that has to do with superior race is just completely, absolutely just idiotic. Nobody is superior. We're all human beings with the blood of Christ. So I'm just stating facts. Let me get that out of the way first. And yes, things are bad. There was slavery and all that. So I can see where people on the other side were pissed off and they had the Black Panthers. And then you had the people that were like, it's a big thing. And I wasn't there, so to be able to tell it all would be just pretty much all speculation. But needless to say, these two groups existed, and probably 1% out of the whole group on both sides were violent until they were radicalized and they were made into this entity. A lot of it was employed by the FBI. There's records that show that. And here you are now. This man right here is being held for 18 years plus 3 years probation and $1.6 million in restitution. There's no way I mean, so, dude, all I can say is this man needs to be, his case needs to be retried the legal way in a real jury, not this picked and prodded through activist jury. So, we'll get off of that and we'll go to this next article here, guys. Okay. Oh, which is sort of related. The lawyer for a January 6th committee who is running for a Montana Congress led botched DHS response to Hurricane Katrina. Does anybody remember that? Let me go back to my over right quick. We'll get Make Me Big Again. Yeah. So, please forgive me for not editing those little moves out. I'm trying to save time because there's a lot of work to get out today. So, bear with me. We're doing computers together. Does anybody remember in Katrina, the botched response, the lack of resources, the money that got laundered, all the money that got laundered? Does anybody remember that? I do. I was younger, but I do remember like, whoa, there were people who were completely left out of any aid and resource. And there were people who were they got rich. There's a lot of people who got rich after Hurricane Katrina. Well, this is going to blow off your socks and possibly your tits as well. And so if it does, please forgive me. I didn't mean for that to happen. But as I slowly get myself out of the way here. All right, here we go. This guy right here. Not the same dude. Not the same dude. John Wood, not Woods, an independent candidate for Congress, Missouri, previously ran botched Department of Homeland Security response in Hurricane Katrina. And he's running for Congress of some sort, an independent. And in February, John Wood joined DHS Department Chief of Staff. According to the report, New York Times, the disaster Wood led what was universally agreed to be a flawed government response in the worst natural disaster in modern American history. And it was. Man, and let's see. That day, President George said that he was feeling relieved that New Orleans had dodged the bullet because of Wood failed to give him essential information. Yeah. And Wood's boss, Secretary of Staff Michael Chertoff, continued to insist that the levee did not break on Monday. At times reported that's a lie. It brings back a really good Led Zeppelin song. When the levee breaks, you got nowhere to be. Yep. What I'm getting at is, here we are failing upwards as things go forward. Look at this guy. You want this guy running stuff? I don't think he can run himself. Doesn't look like he's got up off the couch in a year, probably to find the remote control and sit back down. But anyways, on a better note, let's leave us with some good news, guys. Some good news to show you where society is, and to show you that what I said, well, maybe I was talking on my Rumble channel about majority and minority, and when it comes to not ethnicity, but political ideology and actual just mental ideology, what's right and what's wrong. This is where the public speaks the most. This is where they can't move numbers around. Okay, Target was hit with a 90% loss as retailer pushes transgender stuff on youth, like chest binders, packing underwear, all this stuff for kids to go and embark in their journey of transitioning to a different state of so-called gender. And so with that being said, if you go woke, you go broke. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this article because it speaks for itself. It just shows where this is some of the stuff that they've got going on here. They've just some books that they can read, and you see that one is like baby pictures and all that. In case we don't know this, in case you're watching this for the first time, if you were going to go after a certain group of people to get them to go on your side, first thing you've got to do is catch them when they're fresh. I need some help out here at the shop. I need a little dude that's never done anything with his nice, fresh, little untouched mind so I can get in there and teach him how to work on cars. It's getting hard to come by because most of the time kids don't know anything but TikTok and Snapchat. That's all they're going to do. That they can work that really well. Now, pray for me on the fact that I find some help one day. It's needed out here. But you're going to need to find out. You need to find candidates who are willing and accepting by not on their own reconnaissance, just because of the fact that at their age they're learning from whatever they see is in front of them. And scientists know this, psychologists know this, people that are doing this know this right here. But what you've got is a situation where they're taking advantage of a mind that is malleable, that has not been doesn't have any moral set yet. You've got to learn. You've got to see what's around you and learn how to kind of emulate that. And this is a textbook example of what these terrible people are doing. And I don't even know who these terrible people are. I mean, I could name off a few names as what's got it in perpetual motion, but really, who is the people? But anyhow, so just keep your eye out. Just goes to show you, this is where the numbers count. This is where they can't move numbers, like I said before. This is where it speaks the most, to see a 90% loss in a retailer because of the fact that people decide to just not go there anymore. And we found it easier just to keep our money in our pockets. I said it before, commercials are geared for, finding what you can spend your last few extra dollars on. If you got a few extra bucks, here's how you can spend it wisely. Don't save it. I don't want to give that. Alrighty, enough about that. We're going to get out of here, guys. I just want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. Let's get big. I want you guys to know something. I ain't going anywhere unless they make me. We're going to do our best to save America. We're putting a narrative out there that these people can't stand because we are winning. Keep your head up and stay frosty. Can I say that? Can I use that? Everybody okay with that? Lots of love, guys. God is in control. And by the way, he really, really loves it when people help themselves. Helping themselves out of situations that are bad instead of sitting there flopping around knowing you can do something about it, wanting somebody else to do it for you. God is not going to condemn you for that, but he's going to sort of sit back and shake his head and go, that's not good character. That's a flaw. You can do better. So anyhow, everybody, do a part. Get out there and try to get some word out. Share this stuff. Tell people about what's going on. Talk about it. Make it a normal conversation. That, yes, things happen. I can't say certain words, but we can talk about it on Rumble under William Archibald. One word. I'm out, guys. Bye-bye.